Yes, the 4-track cassette recorder, the Tascam M512. Today we're going to be recording a song from scratch, completely analog to tape, no computers, none of that digital nonsense, just really connecting with the music and see what we can come up with. So let's get into it. All right, so we're here at the desk. Everything's on. The VU meters, they're glowing, they're beautiful. The preamps are going and hot. So I'll show you guys how I have everything set up. Everything comes in through the Tascam, and this is where the tone shaping happens. These sweepable EQs on low, mid, and high get really detailed and precise. So everything kind of gets shaped here. Preamp, that's being sent out of the 2-track master fader and coming in to this Yamaha MT4X 4-track cassette recorder. So for example, guitar I have on channel 2. That's being sent out and it'll show up on track 2 of the cassette recorder. And then bass, I'll overdub. I'll have again on channel 2, do some EQ work, have it show up on track 1 of the cassette recorder. And then the drums, which is to the right of me, got 3 mics on there. We'll get the sound of 3 mics condensed into one track on track 4, and then track 3 will be the lead guitar. Once everything is into the Yamaha cassette recorder, everything will be mono, and here I can mix on the little faders here. There's also a 3-band EQ, low, mid, high, and an aux send. So I'm sending out aux 1, that's going into a reverb pedal, coming back in, and I can send some guitars to the reverb. A lot of the legwork, as I said, will be done through the Tascam with the EQs and a mix down of all the microphones to be sent out to one channel, like the drums, 3 mics being condensed into one channel, with the blend happening here before it gets printed to tape here. There's a pitch control knob here. Maybe we'll experiment with that, see how that sounds. But other than that, that should be all the routing covered. I might talk about a few more things as I'm tracking, but let's get into tracking the guitar. All right, so we got the guitar plugged in, hooked up. We're in the key of D major. So it's running through the Tascam, doing some EQ of 2.5K boost, and then cutting out around 80 hertz just to kind of clean up the guitar. The preamp kind of coming in hot on the Tascam, and then just a little warm, I wouldn't say hot, a little warm on the cassette recorder, and this is what it sounds like. So yeah, it sounds pretty good. I'm happy with that. So let's go ahead and record this rhythm guitar. Yeah, I'm happy with that. The rhythm guitar is recorded. Let's move on to the bass. Then after that, the lead guitar. All right, so for this bass, I want to sound really low, really thumping, really just like do-do-do. So I'm gonna try to find that in the Tascam EQ real quick. So here's how the bass sounds. I am boosting at 50 hertz, about maybe 7 dB, and then cutting around 300, a couple dB, and then boosting 2.5K to get some attack. So let's go ahead and record the bass. All right, so I got the lead guitar. I want it to be kind of warm, not super poking out, but still have a little bit of spank. So here's how this sounds. All right, so let's go ahead and record the lead guitar. All right, lead guitar is done. Let's head over to the drums and get those down. All right, over here on the drums, got 3 mics. Got a Shure 52 on the kick drum, 57 on the top, and then this Golden Age R1 Mark II ribbon mic as the overhead, capturing the tom if I play a little bit of the cymbal. I did some EQ on the kick. I boosted 50 hertz and then cut around 400, scooped that out, and then boosted around 5K for the attack. The snare, I cut around 80 hertz to just get rid of the low end mud, and then cut around 700, 750 hertz, and then boosted a little bit of 3K. And then for the overhead, I cut out maybe 70 or 80 hertz below, and then cut out around 700 as well on the overhead. So what I'm going to do for the drums is just do a dummy test. I have the 3 mics going into the channels on the Tascam condensed into one channel on the cassette recorder. So I'm just going to record that, see how that sounds, and then tweak the faders and levels and adjust some things. All right, so all the instruments are recorded. Going to do the tiny bit of mix down on the 4-track cassette recorder off camera, finalize some levels, utilize maybe the 3-band EQ here on the mixer and the reverb send as well, see what instruments sound good with reverb. I'm really happy with how everything sounds. Let me know in the comments below what you like, what you didn't like, questions about the analog realm versus the digital. Any questions, just go ahead and leave them. And thank you guys for watching. So here's the final finished product.